WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 24 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. On the phone, Dylan Thuras is on the phone. The book we're going to talk about that he co-authored is so amazing. I love this book. It's called The Atlas Obscura Explorer's Guide for the World's Most Adventurous Kid. Dylan is the co-founder and creative director of Atlas Obscura and a New York Times bestselling author. In fact, this book right now on Amazon, hold on, let me look at it, is number 1 in the travel category, number 4 in the mystery and wonders category, and number 6 in the explore the world category. So a number 1 book. That's always exciting to know. Dylan Thuras. Good morning, Dylan. Thank you for being on the air with us today.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. Where are you?
I'm in Manhattan at the moment.
This is a fun book. This is the kind of book I would have never put down when I was a kid.
I'm glad to hear that. I really remembered being this age, like being kind of like 9, 10, and going to the library and trying to find books like this, books about like ancient cults and, you know, weird mystic places. I don't know if you remember the Time Life book series, Mysteries of the Unknown.
Oh, I do.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yes.
They were like they like had ads on TV and they said, read the book. Anyway, I remember looking over those books as a kid, and it's a time, I think, in a kid's life when you start to think about what's in the world, what's out there. And so I wanted to make a book that would kind of satisfy that itch.
Yeah, and you know what? There's an interesting thing that we all go through when we're kids. We're close to the ground, so we know what the dirt smells like. We know what the heat from the sidewalk feels like. Mm-hmm. You know, we're so close to the area we live in, physically close to it, that it just kind of almost is a natural thing to want to know more about the rest of this planet, and that's what this book helps you do.
That's right. And the book basically is formatted in this way where each 2-page spread is a country. So say, you know, in Peru, you've got something called the Quechuachaca, or the Last Incan Bridge, which is this beautiful woven bridge where it's made entirely out of grass. And so every year, 4 villages come together and they reweave this bridge because it starts to fall apart over time because it's made out of grass. And each year they create this unbelievable, gigantic suspension bridge. And then, you know, the next page you have also in Peru, the Nazca Lines. People are pretty familiar with those, but these incredible geoglyphs carved into the desert that were really only discovered in the 30s when someone flew a plane over them and realized, hey, someone carved these, and why did they? Well, they carved these before they could have even ever seen them. And then kind of the idea is that it takes you from something like the Nazca Lines, these geoglyphs, to another geoglyph in Australia, this giant thing called the Mari Man, which appeared, surprisingly, no one knows quite what happened, in 1998. Someone looked down and it hadn't been there before, and suddenly it was. And to this day, it's a mystery who carved this 5-kilometer tall drawing out in the Australian outback. So you go through the whole world this way.
And that's what's wonderful about your book, because we would never think, I mean, children have great imaginations and wonderful curiosity, but we would never have, they would never have thought to ask if there was ever a bridge made out of grass. And you really are bringing all this wonderful knowledge to the forefront.
Yeah, my hope is that kids look at this book and they actually come away with more questions. You know, they say, whoa, okay, if there are bridges grown from the roots of trees and bridges woven from grass, what other kinds of bridges are there out there? If there are, you know, islands populated entirely by snakes, and islands that, you know, an extinct bug was found having been living there, you know, in unknown to scientists for 70 years, sort of what else is in the world? And yeah, hopefully kids come away with a sense that the world is big and surprising and that there's a lot left to discover.
And you're also instilling in them that for their own a career path too, something different.
I hope so.
That's right.
I hope so. I hope scientists and librarians and adventurers of all sorts come out of reading this book.
Did you happen to see a story this morning about a puppy that was 50,000 years old that was found intact, completely intact?
Where was this? I don't know if was this in Siberia or like the permafrost?
Yes, part of the permafrost. Yes, I'm looking to see if I have it real quickly. But anyway, you can Google it later on. It was they found this puppy that I don't know if it was a wolf or what it was, but it was cool. You can see the fur and everything. So, and I guess the reason that kind of stuff, like the story you were talking about with the carvings in the cliffs that are really new things. If you held on to the books that fascinated you when you were a kid, there's so much new stuff that's older than that stuff you knew. It's just amazing to me.
Yeah. And the sense that we're always discovering things and finding out new, the dates of things keep getting pushed back when the first people came to North America. It's sort of always changing, and there's always more to discover.
Right. So how did you pick which stories were included in this book, since there are probably so many of these kinds of stories?
For the kids' book, I sort of approached it like a puzzle because you could only feature a country once and only choose two things in that country. And then from that country, you had to find a matching theme, right? So, if you're doing something like DIY transportation, you've got the bamboo trains in Cambodia, where basically these were locals using unused railways to build little like go-kart trains that they could basically use to get around, and you can still ride on them, and they're pretty fun. And then I was thinking, okay, what's another good example of DIY transportation? So I remembered that so you go to Colombia, where I visited this and rode on these. There are these homemade zip lines, and they no longer let children use them, but they used to be how kids would get to school. And the loggers in the 1950s and 60s basically just made these zip lines, and kids would come with their own gear, their own wheels and their own rope and their own brake, because you need like a wooden brake to slow down, and zip, half a mile across the valley on their way to school. So the book became this kind of puzzle to figure out, okay, what can connect to what countries have I used and haven't used. It was very fun to put together.
I like the Popeye movie set that it's been turned into an amusement park. That was kind of fun.
You also provide GPS coordinates, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think part of it's just reminding everyone, this is our world. Any of us at any time can go and start exploring and go to most of these places. Can be visited in one fashion or another, and just to the idea is that this is fantastical, amazing stuff, but it's all real. This is all stuff that's out there, and so that's the idea. Really
fun, and the book is doing really well. Dylan Thuras, you wrote this book with Rosemary Moscow. I want to make sure we mention your co-writer, and
she's incredible,
and the illustrations are outstanding. Joy Ang gets the credit for that. So the three of you have come up with this amazing book, and I have a copy of it.
Yes,
I'd like to give it away if somebody would like it. Call me right now. It's beautiful. It's in color. It's hard. What do you call hardcover book? It's gigantic, and the kids will love it. Call me right now, and I'll give you the one that was sent to me. The rest of us have to go buy it. I did find it on Amazon. Do you want to recommend a website?
Yeah, Amazon is great. IndieBound, wherever you want to, your local indie bookshop is probably the place I'd recommend most, but Amazon's a good second.
All right, very good. Dylan, thank you for being on there with us today. That was very fun, and I love the book.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be right back.
You are looking to work somewhere that treats employees like family, has a team atmosphere, and rewards your hard work. Does this sound like you? Then go to drsinstall.com, apply today, and get paid to learn a new trade while providing your family with great benefits. Visit drsinstall.com. That's drsinstall.com.
You're thinking about selling your home, but where do you start? Easy. Call Angie at 352-361-8359. Angie works with you to get your home sold. Angie is more than just an agent with Roberts Real Estate. She's a pro with heart. Call her at 352-361-8359, and you will know you have the right person.
I'm Angie Umpleby, and I'm looking forward to working with you when you call me at 352-361-8359. That's 352-361-8359.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all.
But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Hi, this is Tish. I've been with the station a long time, and the best part of my job is the nice people I work with. My decades of experience gives me the background to help businesses reach their goals. Whether your business is large or small, before you make your next marketing decision, give me a call. The number is 352-732-8000 or email me